Hello, Georgetown. I'm Beverly Enos, and you're watching Spotlight Georgetown. Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. If there's a show that you've missed and you'd like to have it repeated, please let us know, either Janet here at the station or myself, and we'll see if we can get it repeated for you. If you would like to be part of this, if you want to be in the hot seat, or if you want to have somebody else in the hot seat, let me know, and we'll make sure it happens. Now, today we're talking to Phil Devlin, and he is here representing the Flatbread Pizza Company that's here in Georgetown. So, welcome. It's nice to have you here.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, you're not from Georgetown.
I am not from Georgetown.
Local?
Nahant.
Nahant?
Nahant.
You go back and forth to Nahant every day?
Every day.
Oh, my goodness.
That's not that bad.
Okay.
Once you get through Lynn, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And depending on the time frame that you're not during rush hour,
Yep.
that makes it easier.
Try to time it, but.
Yeah, it makes it. Do you have family there, or?
Just my fiance.
Oh,
myself.
nice.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
How did you get involved with Flatbread in Georgetown, of all places?
It was a conversation over a period of months to bring Flatbread to Georgetown. Working with the corporate Flatbread and wanting to bring something to Georgetown because the restaurant at the Black Swan has changed hands a few times, as everyone in Georgetown probably knows.
Yeah.
So my idea in working with the owner was try to find something that we felt would be community-based, something that everyone in Georgetown can enjoy, but something that could sustain year-round, something that could draw people from outside of Georgetown.
Yeah.
Georgetown is a small community.
But it is a crossroads.
It is.
Of 97 and 133.
Correct. So we knew we could bring people from other places and keep a restaurant open.
That way we can, instead of us going to Amesbury, Flatbread came here.
Came to Georgetown, yes.
Now, Flatbread is a franchise company.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The original one, was the original one Amesbury? We were talking earlier.
The original one for Flatbread Company is Amesbury.
Okay.
The cousin of Flatbread Company, the American Flatbread Company of Vermont, is the original one. That's where it all started and began.
Okay.
They still exist. There's 3 of them in Vermont. They're cousins,
All right.
so to speak. But the Flatbread Company itself, the original is Amesbury.
And we were looking online when I first got here today, and there's one in Hawaii, did we see?
There's one in Hawaii, yeah.
And Whistler, British Columbia.
Yeah.
Okay. All the skiers must love that one.
They do. They say the owner of Flatbread seems to put him where he likes to vacation, but I don't know if he golfs or not. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that would make some explanation.
But most of it is New England based. It's a New England based company besides those 2 others that in Whistler and Hawaii.
Okay. Now, the owner of the Black Swan, the entire place is still Jack Swansburg.
Correct.
Okay. So you are the manager of the Flatbread Pizza Company. That's the restaurant.
Yes.
Okay. With that happening, is anything changing? Put it that way. Is anything changing upstairs with the events and the event planning and the weddings? How is that? Obviously, they're not serving pizza.
No, it's still the same. Still the same function facility. Still doing the weddings and outings.
Yep.
Yep. It's still
Okay.
the same. Yeah.
So for people that, I mean, it's a small town, and I've had people say, now that it's a pizza place, what's going to happen to the wedding that my granddaughter booked there or something?
It's still there, and if someone wanted to do pizza upstairs, we can do that. But that still exists the way it was before, and you can get your standard fare that was always been.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now it's the golf course is one entity, the event planning is another entity, and Flatbread is a third.
Correct.
And it's all a Swansburg property, but everybody has their own section to handle.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so we make sure that we get that out. Now, I went online and I looked up the word pizza. It's one of those, you never know. Pizza is a flatbread generally topped with tomato sauce and cheese and baked in an oven. It's commonly topped with a selection of meats, vegetables, and condiments. The term was first recorded in the 10th century in a Latin manuscript, I never knew this, from Gaeta in central Italy. The modern pizza was invented in Naples, Italy, and it's been going on ever since. So,
Yeah. And I guess the story is true. Pizza started to become popular in America during World War II. The GIs were over there, and so it became more popular
Well, that
in
explains
America.
how it got here.
Yeah, that's the story. I'm not saying that's true, but that's what I've heard.
Okay. It's a nice myth, if nothing
Yes,
else.
yes.
If nothing else. Now, you have a website, and I went on that as well, and it says all natural wood-fired clay oven pizza. What's with this clay oven? That oven is bigger than the set we have here,
Yes.
and it looks like a big giant dome. It's like a geodesic
It's
gray dome.
yeah.
So what's the story behind the clay?
The clay is from Vermont. The American Flatbread Company. They're in Waitsfield. All that clay came from the back fields, the backwoods of that inn, and that group came down and built the oven. No power tools whatsoever. All mason work. They put it together within 3 days, and then it had to cure for 40 days. So it's just wood and clay. And
So it's just clay that they slapped on and
yep,
shaped and
they shape it with
trowels?
hay and
Oh, okay.
ash and sand and a little water. I was actually part of that too, helping them form the bricks. And
Yeah, there was something in the newspaper saying if people wanted to be part of it, they could
we
go up.
we had a clay day,
Clay
so to
day.
speak, and we
Okay.
made all these bricks, and then the public came in, and they got to grab a brick and give it to one of the workers, and they would put their little brick on there. And
So
they
it's
did
built with bricks, clay bricks,
Yeah.
and then there's clay on top of that that's smooth.
Well, the bricks are still kind of soft.
Okay.
We call them bricks, but they're soft. So within one day, within a few short hours, with the public coming in, they put it all on there and smoothed it all out.
Wow.
And that sat there and cured for 40 days.
Now to look at the oven, so when you come in through the restaurant now, as soon as you come in on the left-hand side, that used to be the prep kitchen,
Yep.
and that's now the entire oven area.
Yes.
The pizza cooking area. And when you look inside the oven, there's a fire in the middle,
Yep.
and there's a bench on either side of it, which is where the pizzas go.
Yep,
Or the
soapstone.
steak or the whatever it is.
That's soapstone.
That's soapstone.
Yes. And that's what the pizza goes on either side of it. And this was years of perfecting it, too. Supposedly, we have the Cadillac oven. They've done different adjustments over the years. Some other locations have more than one oven because of the volume.
Really?
Yeah, and it's something we might consider if we keep moving with the volume we're having right now.
Which is a good thing.
Yes, it is a good
It
thing.
also says all natural ingredients. Now I'm going to flip some of the questions around because I want to cover this one first. Free range chicken. An awful lot of people don't understand what free range chicken is. And it is
It's a chicken that gets to live their life in a natural way. They get to
Not
roam
in a
around,
cage.
not in a cage. They live like they would normally live.
like the old days, somebody comes out and throws the chicken feed and the
Correct.
chickens walk around.
So they're
and,
not all rammed in a cage and just being
and
force
living in
fed.
their own
Yes,
mess.
yes, that's free range chicken. And the product itself, we try as much as possible to be 100% all natural and 100% organic. The first place we start is local. So we try to use local community farms, local businesses. That's where we start. So there's certain things that are unique to Georgetown that you might not get at another flatbread because they're using a local place.
Really?
In Amesbury. So we try to use as much as we possibly can.
Okay, that's interesting.
And if we can't get it local or from a farm, we get it brought in organic.
And organic means no chemicals, basically.
Yes, again, grown the old-fashioned way.
Okay,
No
without all the
chemicals, no, the way it's supposed to, the way nature intended it. We get tomatoes from Maine. Now they're grown without any pesticides or anything like that, but they're grown in a greenhouse, so that's not considered organic. Although they don't put anything in there, it's not in season.
it's not growing outside in the
Correct.
wild blue yonder.
Correct. So those little details like that could.
But it's
make
still
it-
no pesticides,
There's still no chemicals or anything in it.
which is, I think, what's the most important to people.
Correct.
And I was talking with a friend the other day about kids, preteens, tweens.
Yeah.
And they were saying that a lot of these kids, they don't want to have, or the ones we were talking about, they don't want to have different meats that are raised improperly, what they consider improperly.
Yeah.
They don't want, chickens that are kept in
Right.
fences and cows that are not left
Yeah.
to move around. So this would really appeal to people that want the animals to live the way they want and
Yes.
to grow your own vegetables and
And Flatbread checks on that too. Whatever farm they use, they make sure they go and the farm is actually doing what they say, and they make sure that
They just kind of show up and say,
yeah.
let me check your chickens?
well, you can get farms that say we're doing this,
Yeah.
and then you go there and they're not really doing it, or they're bringing it in from some other place. So
Okay.
you have to. It's good that they check on all of that and make sure that's happening.
Now, there has to be a huge volume. Some of these farms must be massive.
Yes, well, and sometimes it's multiple farms.
Okay,
Yeah,
so it's not necessarily all one farm.
right, correct.
So it could be local farms mixed with other farms from other areas, or
Yes.
farms in Maine or
Yes.
Vermont. Or
Yeah, Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire.
Okay, now what other types of ingredients that would be coming in? So you're talking mushrooms and onions.
Mushrooms,
and
onions.
You have
we
a
talked about
special
the tomatoes.
sausage?
We have the sausage, nitrate free, no chemicals in it. Same with the pepperoni, just no chemicals in that, all natural. We try to get different things for specials, bacon or hamburger or stuff like that. It all depends on the farm when we can get it, what's in season, things like that.
I mean, over the last 20 years, there's been so many studies and things done with, diseases or things that they're blaming on
Yeah,
chemicals that we've been ingesting for
right.
years and years and years and in
Mm-hmm.
multiple generations. So this kind of takes that out of the equation.
Yeah, and Flatbread is just trying to create an environment where people feel welcome, they feel at home. We're trying to feed them a good product that's, something that's good for them, so they feel, we say renew their spirit. So when they come in the door, they're renewing their spirit. They're getting treated well, not only from being greeted and seated, but with what they're ingesting. So
Now in the bar area, I haven't seen it in the restaurant area, but they have signs with, I am this part of food and I am hunger and I am,
Yes.
that's all part of the flatbread
yes,
theology that goes with it.
yes, the 5 faces of food.
So
Yes.
feeding the soul as well as feeding the body,
Correct.
which is kind of neat. You can go
Yeah.
in and read it, and
Yeah.
some of them are really interesting. Now, who came up with those? The original?
Those are the owners, John and Jay of Flatbread,
Okay.
Amesbury.
So
Yeah.
John and Jay, they're the two
They're
that
the
started
own-
this whole thing?
Yes, there they are.
Okay.
And that's their philosophy, and that's the philosophy of, that started from the beginning. It's just, the oven came about just by reading a book about old clay ovens in Quebec and putting that together and wanting to make something healthy and all natural and something that was being done years ago.
And where were they from? Are they from Amesbury?
Well, that would be
from the people from Vermont.
Yes.
Now, that explains a lot.
Yeah,
It
but
really
they all
does.
have the same philosophy
Yeah.
in life. It's just
It's nice. It's-
leading a good life in every
Yeah.
way possible.
It's also a location that when you walk in, you know half of the staff there.
Yes,
And I mean, you hire an awful lot of Georgetown people.
Yes.
If not everyone.
Yes.
It looks like, I know a lot of them. You
Yeah.
hire a lot of kids.
Yes.
A lot of the high school kids. What's behind all of that?
well, we try to have a balance. It's again a part of the environment, a balance of. It's always good to have different age groups and ranges and things like that. It's a balance of life. That's what reality is in life. So, it's the same thing. So you have kids in high school. We have, people are older and have kids and stuff like that. So we have a balance in our staff. That's what we like to have.
I spoke to one woman that was a retired, I think she was a preschool teacher that I remember from when my kids were not from when they were in school, but they worked with,
Right.
with her, and she's been, in and around Georgetown forever.
Mhm.
Then you've got a young lady named Sam who's actually been on this show,
Mm-hmm.
and she's one of the scouts that's going to Costa Rica, and she's working there to save her money so that she can take this Girl Scout program
Yeah.
to Costa Rica, the trip with everybody else.
They're all great kids.
Yeah.
They all, they're all good kids, and we love having them there. So.
High energy,
Yes.
lots
yeah.
of high energy.
Yeah.
Tuesday night.
Mm-hmm.
Now you go up there on a Tuesday night, and the place, I haven't been there too many other nights, but
Mhm.
go there on Tuesday night. The place is packed.
Benefit night.
Benefit night.
So every Tuesday night we give back. So it's $3.50 for a large and then $1.75 for a small.
It gets donated.
It goes back to whatever cause we're doing on that particular evening. Our focus was entirely Georgetown for the first 6 to 8 weeks. So Georgetown.
I've seen, let's see, I've seen the library, and I know you did the senior celebration.
Mm-hmm.
There were a couple of the band parents. And
Yeah.
if you go in on those nights, you can see all the band parents.
Yeah.
Or you can see all the senior parents.
Yeah.
And it's neat to see all the people that you don't necessarily get to see at other times.
Right. Yeah, and it's they come to support the cause. Last night was the Educational Foundation
Okay.
in Georgetown. So it was a little quieter night for them, but we'll probably do it again for them and get a good crowd in there for them.
I think it's one of those, when it involves kids,
Yeah.
the kids are going to bring the other kids, and the kids are all going to bring the parents.
Yes.
So
We
that
did-
makes for a big crowd.
When we did the drama club, we had all the students come in. There was a group of about 30 of them came in, and so they know that whatever they're purchasing, large or small, it's going to go back to them. So it's helping the community. Obviously, it helps us as well, but it's the philosophy of the company within the community that they're in and giving back to the community, not just Georgetown, but surrounding communities.
So they will start to incorporate other towns
Yes. Yeah.
or other
We
organizations.
already have interest. Obviously, same thing. Georgetown has only so many causes,
Yeah.
so we will.
We're a small
spread
town.
it,
We only
yeah.
have about 8,000 people. or
But people
somewhere
come
around
back
there.
and do it again. You know, they can have more than one.
Okay.
So they just keep
It
rotating.
can become an annual event even.
Yeah, they take their banner with them, and then when they come back and do
They
it
bring it
again,
back.
bring it back. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was neat because some of the ones I've seen, the banners are obviously homemade or handmade.
Yes, and that's part of we have a contract, and we tell them to advertise it and to use stuff that's, recyclable and things like that to make their banner. So it's
Oh,
not,
really?
yeah, it's not you're not
They're not going to a company
plastic.
getting it silk screened.
Right. Yeah, it's a homemade type of thing. They're making it on their own. It's something that can be recycled. It's not something plastic or screen printing or anything like that. Yeah.
Okay. Now, every time I go by, and of course, we're doing this interview and it's not golf season.
Right.
But the parking lot's always full. Is it
Yeah.
always busy?
It's settled
I'm
down.
talking, dinner on type.
Yeah, it's settled down after the holidays. We were quite busy during the holidays and school vacation, so now we're getting into our rhythm. So we see Mondays through Thursdays are moderate, Monday being our slowest night, and then Friday, Saturday, just boom. So it's
And a lot of families, not
a lot of
just
families,
couples, a lot of families, lots and lots
Right.
of kids.
and that's what we're about: families, community, and families. So we welcome all of them.
So now I have to ask the question, the golfers.
Mm-hmm.
When the golfers come back,
Mm-hmm.
the golfers are used to coming in either on the turn and getting something or after they play golf and getting a burger or whatever else they choose to get.
Right.
So they're going to be coming in for flatbread pizzas or salads.
The only thing will be offered inside the restaurant will be flatbread.
Okay.
It's an ongoing conversation of what we are going to do something else. We just don't know what that's going to look like right now.
All right. But they
there's-
might be able to get a hot dog on the turn out of the hot dog
Without
machine.
question, there will be hot dogs.
Okay.
What
Their
else?
tube steaks. I want their tube steaks.
Yeah, what else they'll have? I don't know what that looks like right now. It was more about getting this up and running. We got some time before they return. So
Before they start golfing, yeah.
And we'll have other stuff as well.
Now you have salads.
We do.
Lots of different salads. Now, what's different about the salads? Is you have a different type of dressing. You don't use like store-bought.
No, it's
Blue
all
cheese dressing.
Everything we make is in house. There's nothing that it comes pre-made or pre-packaged. It's all made in house. Everything, 100%. The salad is a mesclun mix or different, again coming from farms, a mixture of greens, and the dressing made in house. So
It's huge. It's a large salad.
it depends if you're getting the entree salad, which is unique to Flatbread. There's only 2 other locations that have entree salads with. We have a bluefish one. And
Right.
we have a steak one. So
And
those
both the bluefish and the steak are actually cooked in the same oven.
everything's cooked in that oven.
Okay.
There's-
So how do they cook a steak on the soapstone? They just put the steak on the soapstone and it cooks just like a pizza?
We give it a little mark to get it to a certain temperature, and then when someone orders it, we pop it back into
Okay.
the oven, and then we slice it and put it on the salad.
It's really good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
one of the things I've really enjoyed up there.
We-
And you also have free range chicken.
Yep.
You can have, so anything that you can get on the pizza,
You can
you
get
can
on the
get
salad.
on a salad.
Yep.
including vegetables and
That's called the no boundaries salad. So
Okay.
you can put any vegetable, any product we put on a
Sausage,
pizza,
whatever.
you can put it on the salad. Yep.
all right. So that's different than most places that have they're regimented as far as you can get this salad or that salad.
Yes, yeah. So it's one base salad, but you can turn it into a much larger, with more ingredients
Yeah.
from there. And there is one dressing, but it's really
It's
good,
good.
dressing. Yes.
It's good. So, what do you think Flatbread is going to offer other than the special Tuesday night? What do you think they're going to offer to the town of Georgetown that's different from other restaurants that have been in that that location has had the original restaurant when the club was built, and then it had when Mr. Swansburg it started with Keon's, and
Keon's.
then it was
Holloway's.
Holloway's.
Yep.
But none of them have stayed open in the winter ever.
No, no.
Even when it was the original Georgetown Club, it wasn't open in the winter.
Correct.
So this is going to be open all year round,
All year round, 7 days.
except Christmas and things like that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what do you think it's going to bring to Georgetown that will make it last for a lot longer than we've seen?
I think it's what we've kind of discussed, bringing the community feel to it, and not only bringing a community feel to it, bringing outsiders to sustain a restaurant that's going to be open year round. If it was still Holloway's, it would be closed in the winter again.
Right.
The product that we're offering, the all natural, the family environment, Georgetown is all families. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful community in terms of families, and that was recognized. And
That's a good thing to say.
well,
It
even
is.
when it was Holloway's, we would get groups in after a soccer game or whatever, and families would come in all the time, and the kids like to run around outside, and so we knew that it's Georgetown. They're about families, so that's.
Plus, bringing it into Georgetown, now it opens up, especially with this, because if people don't want to drive to Amesbury, which is the closest one.
Yeah.
So you're talking Boxford,
Mm-hmm.
Ipswich, Groveland, all kinds of areas.
Yeah, we're getting people from we got people
Even
from Lowell, we got people from Beverly, we got people from
Okay.
Hamilton. So, they're coming from other locations, and that wasn't happening before.
Right.
There wasn't that recognition, and
Right.
not only the recognition of Flatbread, but what Flatbread represents and the product that we're
And-
proud of putting out.
Right now you have the one restaurant section open. There's a large restaurant section behind that one. Is that expected to be open later on in the season, or
Well, right
as
now
you
we
grow?
just have that slated for functions.
Okay.
Or right as we grow, maybe towards the summer, maybe it'll become overflow. But right now it's just for functions. Also, we'll have the patio in the summer as well. So
Okay.
we'll have all that seating out on the patio and the seating now in the bar and the dining room.
So how many does without the patio, how many does it seat right now?
It's about 200 seats or
Really?
so, yeah, approximately. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
That's a lot of seating.
it is a lot of seating.
Yeah, because you've got some tables, but then you've also got some booths and
Yeah, it's a big space.
high tops. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
a big space.
And when the summer opens up, you're probably going to be able to add another 50% more.
Yeah, but probably another 50, 60 seats.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something to look forward to.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Once we get to that point, you'll come back for us?
I will.
Okay.
I will.
Very good. Thank you very much for joining us.
Welcome. May I just say one other thing? 'Cause
Sure. Anything.
We have a gluten-free pizza. There's been some confusion.
Okay.
We have a gluten-free dough. You can get any one of our pizzas gluten-free. So there's been some confusion out there, and I just wanted to clarify that. So any pizza on the menu, you can get gluten-free.
Now, how do they
We
make
also
a
have
dough
a-
without wheat?
They use different products.
It's
so
rice,
rice
or potato?
rice,
or,
yes.
So it's just a different type of flour,
Correct.
and everything else is the same.
Everything else is the same. So all the
Okay.
toppings that go on it, we just put the toppings on the gluten-free crust. And we have a gluten-free brownie sundae. So
Ooh, we didn't talk about dessert. You have dessert?
yes, we have
Ooh.
dessert. It's not listed on our menu because of the 2 entree salads with the bluefish and the steak, which are, again, unique. Only 2 other
Yep.
locations have it. So the
The menu's
servers,
only so large.
the servers should be letting them know that we
So
do
you
have
have
dessert.
a brownie sundae?
We have a brownie sundae and a gingerbread sundae with pumpkin ice cream and vanilla and
Ooh.
raspberry sorbet.
Oh, nice.
Yes, all natural ice cream, all
Local.
homemade. Yep, no nuts in any of the desserts, nut-free products. and the gluten-free dough, as I mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seems we have it all covered.
Yes. Yeah.
So thank you, and we'll get to see you again.
Yes. Thanks
All
for
right.
having me. I appreciate it.
Anytime. You can come back. I'm Beverly Enos. You've been watching Spotlight Georgetown. If you're looking for good pizza, you know where to go. Go to Flatbreads. Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Thank you for joining us. Bye for now.